Welcome to the first episode of LCK in a Nutshell, a new weekly show where we cover everything you need to know about League Esports in Korea. Let's get right to it. At the conclusion of LCK Week 6, the changes in standings are as follows. Emerging as the victor of the Telecom War, SKT solidified their dominance as the sole possessor of first place, with KT following in second, behind by 2 whole series. MVP managed to advance to 4th, knocking Longzhu down to 5th. Meanwhile, Afrika moved up to 6th and is once again in contention for a playoff spot. Let's take a look at some key events that shook the ranks this week. Week 6 of the LCK was host to the most hyped matchup of the 2017 Spring Split, and did it deliver. KT Rolster and SK Telecom faced off twice back-to-back in a battle for first place. With both teams having identical match and game records coming into the week, every single game mattered. Both series were incredibly back and forth and contained some of the best macro and individual plays we've seen all split. Let's take a look at this Wombo combo from SKT that instantly decimated 4 members of KT and led to an eventual ace.
Very hard to have position, and we hear an ultimate popped and we see a turn.
Yeah, Dredgeline coming through. Big
equalizer!
Big shockwave comes through. Faker just absolutely devastates the ranks of KT Rolster. A triple kill for him. Pawn trying to get out with his life, but it just doesn't look very likely. And good God, off the backside of the Baron, SKT blow the game wide open. Hootie, he lands the Dredgeline pawn, dead to rights, will go down. That's an ace for SK Telecom TY.
At the end of the week, SK Telecom stood victorious, having defeated KT 2-1 in both series. Note that SKT played jungler Blank instead of Peanut in Game 3 of both matches. The team also substituted top laner Prophet for Huni in the second series, with Coach Koma citing Huni's poor decision-making as one of the reasons for subbing him out. In case you didn't know, the Telecom rivalry has been going on for 13 years, beginning with StarCraft Brood War. SK Telecom even incentivized their players and coaches with a monetary reward for winning. Just below the two telecoms, a fierce battle for third played out. With 2 solid wins over BBQ Olivers, Samsung is now hot on KT's heels, having been placed behind because of their game record. Meanwhile, MVP and Longzhu split their series evenly this week and are each sitting on a record of 6-4. MVP ended up ahead because Longzhu was hit with a penalty point for registering their new coach past the roster deadline. At the bottom of the standings, a much less glamorous brawl occurred. It was a fight for survival for Kongdu, Jin Air, and Rox, who have all shown themselves to be far weaker than the other LCK teams. With Kongdu and Jin Air having won just a single series each and Rox sitting barely above them, this was the week for these teams to get some wins on the board. Using their newfound international experience from IEM Katowice, Rox handedly disposed of Jin Air in both series, showing that they may actually be too good for the relegation zone. Meanwhile, Kongdu's attempt to take advantage of Afrika's poor form from the previous week did not pan out. They lost both series and are still stuck in last place. And that's all you need to know from Week 6 of the LCK. As for Week 7, all eyes are on Samsung Galaxy. After defeating BBQ Olivers last week, Samsung is now in position to contend for a top 2 spot. In the final match of this week, they will take on 5th place Longzhu, and a win will go a long way to secure their position. It could even be the first step for them to overtake the Telecoms. To keep up with the schedule, scores, and standings for LCK and LCS and LPL, download the Blitz Esports mobile app. And as always, you can find more Blitz analysis and interviews on our website at blitzesports.com.